Well, good morning for those who are gathering. It's 8:28. It's almost time for Coffee with Casper. If you are there, let me know you can hear me okay, and let me know where you're from. Here comes Casper. Hi, you want to come up? Hi, come on up. Oh, not with the muddy paw on me. On my shirt. Hi. Linda, welcome. Where are you, Linda? We're gathering for Coffee with Casper. Here's coffee. Here's Casper. All right. Good morning from Hollywood. Beautiful, glamorous Hollywood. There we go. Good morning from Pasadena, Glendale area. Good morning from Woodland Hills. That's a local yokel here to Topanga. Hi. Hi. Oh, there's a Casper boy. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you this morning. Welcome to Okay, you're going to get down now because you're going to get me all dirty. Okay. There we go. We're glad to see everybody this morning. Good morning from Oregon. More from Oregon. Hello. Good to see you, my friends. 8:29. We're getting ready to ring the bell. We're going to ring the bell. Good morning from Palm Springs. Nice and warm out there. We've certainly had a heat wave here in California, Southern California. My goodness. Here we're getting ready to go. Welcome from Idaho. There we go. It's 8:30. Everybody, let's take a deep breath. Maybe one more time. Let that breath go up into your heart. And it's time for Coffee with Casper. Trust your week has been okay. We have had hi from Virginia Beach. Welcome, everybody. Trust your week has been okay. I know that there's a lot going on in the world. The newspapers are kind of scary. But, that's exactly what's happening right now. It's a challenging time for those who have faith. It's a challenging time for those without faith, although I think it'd be a lot harder without knowing that there is a power and a presence that is in and around and through you, and that your journey is part of a cosmic plan. And your willingness to fulfill that cosmic plan is entirely up to you. The more we say yes to that which is my divine purpose, hi from Oregon, the more we say yes to that which is my divine purpose, the more that divine purpose is being revealed in our life. So I am born with intention, I am born with purpose, and that purpose is not just for me, it's for me and for everybody who's affected by my experience. And what we know is, since it's a closed system, energy and matter are equal and interchangeable, we know that self of yourself is born from intelligence, comes into experience in intelligence, and even though it feels like it's isolated and separate sometimes, you are one with that intelligence and you are able to access it. And of course, the big discrepancy in our world is how many people are aware of this, the unity of all life, the oneness of all life, that energy and matter is one thing, not separate things. And of course, in religion, if we go back to the most forms of Christianity, separated man, including Judaism, separated man from God. God is one thing and man is something else. And what we know is there's all a unity. You don't look up at the heavens and see border lines and boundary lines. What you see is it goes on and on and on, way past what the physical eye could see. Eternity goes on. One after this galaxy is another galaxy, and after that is another galaxy, and many galaxies are already known. So we are part of an expression of intelligence, and what's happening in the human condition is something that has never happened before, and that something that's never happened before is critical mass is going to reach the place where the unity of all life, the understanding that energy and matter are one thing, that another name for energy is God, for all things emerge from intelligent energy, and all things remain consistent with the laws of energy. And they go back and forth between that which is form and that which is unform. I am here, I am now here, I am nowhere, and both the nowhere and the now here are one thing, and we're always moving in and out of time and space, and time and space. Matter and energy are always taking form according to intelligence, and that intelligence, of course, is happening in you and me too. So in our own personal lives, and this is what we call the law of the circle, and we've talked about that before, all the laws are given equally to everyone. They're not a question of race, color, creed, nationality, ways of being, expressions of love. None of those things have anything to do with the giving of laws. They are given in entirety to each and all of us. The law of electricity, for example, works the same everywhere, certainly in this dimension. Water runs downhill, that's true everywhere in this dimension. Water seeks its own level according to its own weight, that's true everywhere in this dimension. The laws of consciousness are consistent in this dimension as they are in every other dimension. What you think about comes about, where your energy goes, where your attention goes, your energy flows, and that energy then becomes the form of that intention. And this is recreating itself all over the place. But if you, again, read the newspapers or follow what's happening in the culture, we see that this separation from each other, separation from states, separation from countries, separation from colors, separation, all of this separation is creating disharmony in a field that's born in harmony. And it's only as we come into a realization of our unity with all life, Judge Thomas Troward in the 1800s, and it's said that light workers like you and me, souls who know that we have a purpose, some are more aware what that purpose might be, others are simply walking their lives knowing that they're available to serve in that purpose when they understand it in a great and wonderful way. And they will move more consciously in terms of what used to be called in the biblical, the Old Testament and the New, is the still small voice. The still small voice is the voice of intuition, that which is Ernest Holmes called the voice of God in the human being. And that still small voice and our connection to our conscious mind, that's where the rubber really meets the road. The more we can hear that still small voice and then choose, because we know we are one with it, and it is our soul's force, the I am consciousness, that is guiding us into expression. And if we're wanting to fulfill our purpose, and I choose to comfortably live my life and fulfill my purpose, each one of us must make that choice. You might want to repeat that. I choose to comfortably live my life and fulfill my purpose. You're fulfilling your purpose uncomfortably is not helping anybody. The more your cup is full, the more you're able to give from that full cup. So we begin with loving the self, for that is the gift of life itself. Then we love the breath of life, which is the gift of the life force within us. Every breath is a gift of the life force within us. And now we choose to use that life force in accord with heaven's first law. Judge Thomas Troward, who was one of those souls, who was a light worker who came in the late 1800s, and light workers have been coming in in order to get to this time. Everybody always thought that this time would emerge sooner. I know in the 1960s and when Woodstock was happening, we thought maybe peace would break out on the planet. Then in the 1970s, John Lennon's song Imagine, all the people living life as one, that became almost a world anthem, even though it was beyond our understanding that we could actually live that way. That there is a law of harmony. Judge Troward said that the heaven's first law is the law of harmony, which would make sense because if eternity is going to live forever, it must be harmonious with itself. And eternity, energy itself, is not destroyable, so we know it will live forever. Energy and matter are equal and interchangeable. Energy does not die, it changes form. So energy is going to always be, so heaven's first law must be harmony, and what we see is egotism or separation, believing that I'm living my own life and never mind how it affects everything else, as if we were separate, that was what, again, the old idea was that was the fall from grace, when humanity deliberately used its creative capacities to benefit the self and not the whole of the self. And there's a way for my good to be your good and your good to be my good, and good and more good multiplies in our experience when we begin to focus it. So here's where I'm wanting to go today, and something for you to bear in mind. Again, so that you are living your life comfortably in tune with the infinite, following that pattern, that gift of harmony that is given to us one moment at a time from the I Am consciousness, from this Christ, this Atman, this Buddha, this high self, this place where I was ordained, meaning you were ordained, you and I were ordained and qualified to be here at this time in the human condition when humanity is waking up to its spiritual magnificence, waking up to the fact that when we live from this I Am awareness, in other words, following the guidance of that still small voice, when we live from that awareness, we come out of fear, we come out of doubt, we move away from skepticism and doubt. And do you notice that sometimes in your own world that sometimes you have an attitude of faith and you feel confident about things and you're not too worried, and then some news hits, or some news in the family, some news among your friends, some news in the newspaper hits, and we become frightened again, and we're not being in tune. And so the question is, are we waking up? The answer is yes, and we are waking up, and here's where we're going today. We're waking up to a new octave of Godhood. So let's just say that those of us here, no matter where you are on the scale of your attunement with the infinite, your love of the divinity that is the I Am that I am, your love of yourself as a gift from God to you, and then also to all, that you're a gift to all, and that vibration, when we walk in tune with the infinite, when we walk in tune with that gift of intuition and follow it, we then see that harmony moves and our good does in fact expand. Good and more good is mine. Everywhere I go, I see this good. I feel this good. It crowds itself against me, and then I make more room for it. It flows through me and multiplies itself around me. And if good is multiplying itself around you, then you are bringing a good vibration, a healing vibration, a peaceful vibration, a loving vibration into the world. And of course, that's the pathway through which your purpose is revealed, by bringing that loving vibration of your true nature into yourself and through yourself, and allowing it to multiply around you. So again, if we're talking about multiplying, or we're talking about another octave, remember sound goes at eighths and then it goes up an octave, changes the tone. It changes the tone of what's happening all around that music, yes, when we go up an octave. So we're talking about I Am awareness, or I Am consciousness, or God consciousness, or energy and matter are equal and interchangeable and I belong to it consciousness, identifying and unifying with life. We're going to find more and more souls. That's why we invite you to share Coffee with Casper, this 20 minutes where we're putting out ideas that are connecting us to the root of our own being, and then from that root giving us peace, a peace that is deeper than the world knows, and then moving with that peace in love and joy and beauty, and harmonizing with those things that we identify as good. Good for me, good for you, and good for everything that's affected by our experience. The more we begin to function with the choice to bring good, the more we begin to see that good come into our lives. And we want that good in our lives, and we don't want to be guilty for having good. We don't want to be guilty for being whole and complete. We don't want to be guilty for having good health. These are ideas that somehow became unusual, and then we think we should match what the race is doing and be fearful and be doubtful and be susceptible to viruses and diseases and not have radiant health and not have abundance and not have good come to you in ways that you can't even imagine, because the still small voice, this intuition, is with you every moment. A perfect intelligence guiding, speaking to your soul, loving life, gazing up as Meister Eckhart said, at the glory of God all the time, and at the same time directing your senses. But the question is your free will, is your conscious mind looking up to receive that direction? Is it inviting that direction? This is why we talk about it's better to be affirmative. It's better to be faithful than it is to be skeptical. It's better to know that there's a power for good than to wonder if there's a power for good. It's better to engage the power for good in our lives, to see it in our lives on a daily and regular basis, because we've invited it. Remember, the master teacher simply said, ask and seek and knock. We create the consciousness that creates the invitation for this, what used to be called grace, what creates this invitation for the presence of life to move in us and through us and around us, right? It is only by invitation for the love of God, the beauty of God, the grace of God, the wisdom of God, the peace of God, the joy of God, the beauty of God is not forced upon you. It comes to you as a gift. And the way you receive the gift is by inviting it, by appreciating it, by being present to it. To receive the gift of life, knowing that no matter what it looks like, you're okay. No matter what you consciously know at the moment, you're being guided to know more. Whatever it is that is your need, it has come that it may be fulfilled, and that you may notice that that need is being fulfilled by the presence of life within you itself. A direct contact between you and the Most High. A direct contact because of a direct invitation. So how would we do that? Well, what we talk about and what we encourage is that daily we meditate. Now, daily means, if you don't know what meditation is, don't be intimidated by the word. Meditation means to be still, to simply be still and listen. To watch your breath might be the easiest way. Just be still for 10 minutes and watch your breath. Breathe in and breathe out. And then notice that this breath, this rhythm of breath, is happening to you naturally. You don't have to work hard on it. Right? That's one of the ways still. 10 minutes a day. Now, obviously, for those of us who are practice meditators, we recognize it's more like 20 minutes, sometimes twice a day, depending on where your nervous system is hanging out. If it's hanging out in stress, you might need to be still a little more. Breathe in, pay attention to the breath, calm the mind down, and then go from there. Right? Now, once the mind is calm, then we can tell it nice things. I am one with the one. I am one with all good. I am one with all joy. I am one with all wisdom. I sleep in peace. I awake in joy. I live in the consciousness of good. I am grateful. The I am presence governs my mind, my body, and my experience, and all the affairs of my life. I'm grateful the I am presence governs my home and my family, and that we are in tune with love and that love moves forward. But this happens in our experience as we invite it. Humans are moving up an octave. Imagine when so many souls, the vast majority of souls, know that their life is a gift, that they are in tune with the infinite, that the infinite is operating in harmony as me, and I am an instrument of good in the world. And then as I become an instrument of good, when you do good, when you are bringing forth good, good attracts good and more good. And there's no limit to that good. And then we go, well, I celebrate your walking in harmony and fulfilling your purpose, your unique gifts, as you celebrate my walking in harmony and fulfilling my unique gifts. And as we see that for our friends and our beloveds all around us, Imagine the octave of humanity when we begin to function at this level. When we begin to function at the place where we see through the mist into the preordained nature of every soul, that every soul who's here on planet Earth right now is qualified to be here. They have the unique gifts to help raise the octave of humanity. And in raising the octave of humanity, raising the octave of the earth, and therefore raising the way that nature and mankind, humankind, work together, it's all happening because we are here right now in this very critical rebirth or reboot of the planet. Now, when you shut down your computer, you wait, it comes on, and certain programs begin to be there before other programs are there, and you begin to think, well, it's working now. It has not fully rebooted yet, and you can't really use it properly until it reboots completely, till every system is up and running. So right now, we're in this time of challenge. We're in this time where one side believes they're right, the other side believes they're right, and right with right that don't seem to match creates a disharmony, and that disharmony creates confusion, and that confusion creates, again, that skepticism and doubt, and the vibration goes down in the race. That's why it's very important that we, the light workers, rise up and be a place where love is happening, where light is happening, where joy is happening, where wisdom is happening, where connection is happening, where a sense of divine peace is guiding us as we're revealing our radiant health in more wonderful and joyous ways than we have before, that we step beyond our fear of aging. There is so much good that's going to happen as the complete reboot happens, and right now you and I are assisting in the rebooting process. We're assisting by staying joyful, by staying positive, by staying in tune, by seeking to operate from the law of harmony, by following that guidance, because if it's disharmonious, it's not heaven's first law, so there must be another way. And we are going to step through all of these changes into an awakened world, into a greater good than we've ever known before. And it will happen in its time, but we are co-creating. The more light workers there are, the more we invite the light, the more we ask and seek and knock for the greater good in our lives and the lives of those around us, the more we are compassionately giving ourselves over to the conditions and the suffering in the world, meaning we care enough that we're being guided to find answers and solutions. This is how the race is moving forward. And this is how you and I are moving forward. Choosing every day 10 minutes to be still, to find the place of good, and then to invite that good consciously into our lives. To be still and know, and in that knowing, bring forth more light, more love, more joy, more wisdom, more peace, more harmony, more freedom, more beauty, more glory, and a restorative gift to the whole planet in terms of environment and in terms of a vibration of humanity and a new earth that is sending out a signal of the gift of life to the entire world. You are something special. Share this message if it hits you, if it strikes you, if it's beneficial. Share it. Share it everywhere you can. You can now find me. You can go to youtube.com and type in Coffee with Casper. You'll find Coffee with Casper. You can go to YouTube and type in Harry Morgan Moses. There's a lot of ways. On Facebook you can share. So take the message that you are on purpose, that you are a light, that you are safe, and that you are going to get through whatever the storms are into a new day and into a new dawn of possibility, not only for yourself, but for everyone on planet Earth. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for watching. It's been my honor to be with you today. We'll be back here next week on Coffee with Casper. We'll see you then. Bye for now.